All right, we are heading to Galata port area, which is the main objective of this video, which I want to show you the more modern part of Istanbul, and it's newly built as well. Very nice, lots of cafes, shops. You have to go through this construction area here. On the right there was actually a parking building, like there was a whole building that you could park your car, but they actually destroyed it, and I think now it's been, this area is bought by the hotel, and they are building probably another business. Check these cuties out. Istanbul is very famous for the cats. As you can see, someone gave them milk actually, and the locals are taking very good care of the cats here. They're super clean, they're always well fed. Hi. So yeah, while you're exploring Istanbul, you will always come across this beautiful cuties, little ones, big ones. Same applies to the dogs as well. The dogs are also very well fed, and they are also vaccinated, which means they're very healthy, so they would never bite you or anything, but even if it happens, then they are still healthy, so nothing would happen to you. And we are just talking about cats, and we have actually more cats here. I guess the mother and the two kids. How cool is that? So yeah, you have to pass by this construction area, and not too far away from the Karaköy station you arrive to this nice street, which we will go through, and I will try to explain you everything. We also have a fisherman or water sports shop here. It's called Kısık. So officially, the area I wanted to show you guys starts somewhere from here. And then when you actually look at the left side, you can see the Galata tower in a distance. How beautiful is it? You can see lots of seagulls are turning around in that area because people are doing photo shooting, so they feed them, and that's why they're like gathering in the one place. Not sure how nice is that from an ethical perspective, but it doesn't harm the birds, and people get a nice Instagram pictures with the views of Istanbul, so I guess it's a good deal for the birds and for the people as well. So officially this is where the main part would start. If you want to get a little bit more fancy breakfast, then you would go to places like this. There's this restaurant which is quite famous called Namlı, and they're very famous for the breakfast. And during the day you will find lots of other restaurants open. Very nice, interesting thing, like the suppliers brought actually bread here, and they just leave it like on the street, so no one would touch it, no one would take it. When the business actually opens up, they will come and pick it up and continue with their business. So that's something I noticed in few places. So if the business is closed, they just leave it in probably it applies to bread and different supplies. No one would really touch it. I'm not sure if they do with other deliveries. I guess no, yeah, because they are more expensive. But when it comes to food, no one would even care. No one would even touch it. Along with the restaurants and cafes, there are lots of different shops here too. And this street specifically, it's one of my favorite and actually very cute walk. If you wanna enjoy your evening here, just have a walk, get some food. If you like fish, then this is gonna be one of your main streets to explore. And this place specifically, it's called Balıkçı Mehmet, so Mehmet, the fisherman Mehmet, and it's actually very, very famous. So what they do actually here, they do fish wraps, and during the afternoon when it's a lunchtime or dinner time, you see like a huge line here, like sometimes another 100 meters people are just staying in the line to get that type of food. So maybe let's have a look what they are doing. So this is the main Meşhur Balıkçı Mehmet Usta Karaköy. They're preparing the salad at the moment, and this is the grill where the fish getting grilled. Interesting. And lots of all this type of spices, which makes the sandwich much better. Right, I just ate, so I cannot wait for a fish or anything, but maybe later in the afternoon, or maybe in a different video, we can come actually do the experience. But if you want to see how the fish sandwich looks like, this is how the fish sandwich would look like. Approximately 100 lira, and this is the fish inside the bread too. That's another option. And of course the dogs and the cats of the Istanbul. Look at this. Mrs. Ada. Hi. Name is Ada. How cool is this? Bye bye, baby. And lots of cute streets here. The life still didn't start completely, but later in the evening, especially after work, there's so much construction going on everywhere. Especially after work, during the sunset time, that will be like super busy here. So all these shops and businesses start functioning properly. And you can also find lots of art shops here. This one is called Pitane, and you can get some jewelry and some plates as a souvenir to take back home. Yeah, for this type of stuff you really need to take your time to see what you need to choose. All right, this is basically a street. Lots of different little places to get the food and coffee and everything. So we're not gonna continue all the way there, but you should come check it out. I'm gonna put the link of the street exactly, so you can find it easily. But there's also this little passage. It's called Fransız Geçidi. So it's basically French passage. That would be the correct name for it as a translation. Here also there's some local artists, shops, some restaurants, cafes. I mean, if you don't even buy anything, I normally don't buy anything. I just come and take a walk, sometimes get a coffee, which is nice spots to take your time to enjoy. So it's quite fun. Again, it's early morning, that's why it's more quiet. But if you come later, you cannot walk in a straight line here. So if you want to enjoy like me, choose the working days and also the days which is like early in the morning. So our most modern area, this part was also quite cool, that street I showed you, but the most recently built area is gonna be this one, and we actually have to go through the security. Merhaba, kolay gelsin. So we have to actually go through the security, and I don't know if they're gonna let me film even, but we're gonna see. As much as I can show you, I'm gonna do it. So you go through the security and you get to the port area, which is gonna be super fancy, super nice. Let me show you. Merhabalar, kolay gelsin. Teşekkür ederim. Şunu sağ olun. Alright, we just arrived, guys. This is the entrance. Quite a cool design upstairs too. This is actually the ceiling, and there are lots of fancy shops here. So you have to, if you are planning to do shopping here, you have to make sure that you come here with a good amount of money, because all these places are quite expensive, all the items, because they're really specially selected stuff, like this jewelry collections and watch collection. So those are all brands, as well as there are some clothes brands. Like each of these designs are like at least 400, 500 American dollars. So yeah, again, the best time to explore and just take your time. Again, you don't have to buy anything, just like me. Just come, enjoy, have fun. It's a nice temperature. Toilets are available. There's a lift and everything, and you are in a safe environment because everyone getting checked to enter here. All right, now we're gonna get to the main part, what I wanted to show you most importantly, and more important than shopping malls and everything. This is the beautiful Istanbul walk. As soon as you get out, you can see the cleanness, you can see the incredible views. One of the things I love about this place is that there is nothing like in front of the sea, so it gives you the full 180-degree views to the bridge, to the Asian side, and this is the European side. You can actually see the Hagia Sophia right here, and on the right side, right here, you can see the Sultanahmet Mosque and famous seagulls. The seagulls are hated by Istanbulian people, by the local people, because they are very, very aggressive birds, and they are like a big chickens. They are flying chickens. They are huge, but it's loved by the tourists because it creates the atmosphere here, how you imagine Istanbul to be. I love seagulls. They are cool, but they can be very aggressive. They can come and pick up your food and fly away. They would never attack you unless they can shit on you actually from the sky, but otherwise they're just looking for a food all the time, and that's their job, full-time job. So yeah, but the Istanbulians don't really like them because they're just making the city dirty. They make noises, they attack, and blah blah blah. So but I like them. They're quite cute and special type of birds, and they have actually two colors. This one is a little bit more black and brown color. It's actually looking at me like what the hell I want. And this is the another one, which is the white version. So I'm assuming they are female and male, but I cannot tell you which one is what. But if you know, let me know, guys. So yeah, they're not so afraid, you see, like I'm like 2 meters away from them. And when you're outside, you can see the views as well. This starting from this point, whole this area is newly built and newly opened. There are some hotels, lots of restaurants, lots of shops, and once we get to the other side, you're gonna see how different it looks. It will not feel like Istanbul anymore, and it will feel more like Dubai to me, and that's how I feel about it. I'm gonna show you later on, but for now, just enjoy the views, enjoy the little walk with the birds too. Hello. And it's a little bit windy today, as well as it's a little cloudy, but super cool atmosphere. If you are staying in this area, if you want to be a little bit more fancy, you can actually come for a run here in the morning. During sunset time it's super busy, so you don't want to run around people like this, but if you come in the morning, you can actually have a nice run. It's a quite long port, I think more than 1.5 kilometers or maybe 2 kilometers. So if you do 2 times, you already have almost 5 kilometers. And one of the reasons we got checked out by the security is that if you're on the other side, that's the street where I was walking a few minutes ago, this place is actually separated with the glass wall. You can see it says Galata Port Istanbul, and yeah, so if you're on the other side, you have to find the place where you can actually check out the security, and then afterwards enter to the main area. And we have the Mr. Police is proceeding somewhere. we just arrived to one of my most favorite parts of Galata port. Again, very nice place to walk around, and especially this place is beautiful, magnificent. Check this out. You have all this modern part on the right side, which we're gonna take actually walk in few minutes. But most importantly, you have this beautiful views to the mosque in a distance. You can see the Turkish flags also waving us from a distance. And sometimes they do some type of sports and some events in this part. So I wasn't actually wrong by calling it modern part of Istanbul. You can see there's a Istanbul Modern. So it's actually by the city, that's how it's named. There's also a little clock tower just in front of us, which looks beautiful too. Even bigger flag on a distance. And then when you look to the right side, you can see this beautiful and very old mosque, and just behind it you can see all these different buildings and residential buildings where people live. And then when you look at the right side, then it pops up all these businesses and newly built stuff. I guess the upper floors supposed to be more like offices, businesses, and then downstairs is all restaurants and shops. Quite cool, right? I love this place. There's also some artwork just in the middle. I have no idea. I don't necessarily like the modern art because I never understand what does it mean unless someone explains to me. But yeah, it looks nice, it looks beautiful. So let me take you through the Dubai looking streets. It's more like, gives me the vibe of Dubai Marina area. If you have been there, if you have seen how it looks like, then this is the how I feel about this place too. There's lots of greenery just in the middle, lots of shops on the left and right side. You can actually find papayas here. There's next to it is the Burger King too. And later on, I think after we explore this place, I'm gonna take you to one of my most famous and most delicious place for baklava, and I'm gonna explain you later on why they are the best in Istanbul. And they have lots of branches, and they actually have another branch right here in the Galata port. So let me give you a little bit more visibility on the modern part of Istanbul. Even like you can find house items here too, cutlery and plates and exclusive stuff. There's a Kahve Dünyası, which is famous brand, Turkish brand, to get a coffee. And then you can take a walk again on the seaside if you want more shade and more quiet without wind. Then this is the place where you take the walk and enjoy the views. So yeah, all famous brands are here. Big Chefs, Under Armour, and United Colors of Benetton. Yeah, if you have a good budget and you want to spend money, then you should arrive to Galata port. But normally I come here to take a walk, do my steps, and as well as get some nice coffee, sometimes great food. There's a nice sushi place at the end of this port too. Yeah, so lots of cool places to explore and enjoy the views of Istanbul in different terms. More modern side and less historical parts. And we just arrived to, there's a little square here in the Galata port, and during the evening it's also quite packed here. People spend their time here, and then kids are playing on the bike and whatever they like to do. And there's this iconic circle thing which looks very artistic, but I realized last time I was trying to read some of the names of the cities. It's quite hard to read, but I'm sure if you spend a little bit of time you can actually point out all the different cities. So this is more like a Galata port eye. There's a little mirrored thing as well. And also this port has been used by the big cruises. So just like the one which is standing on the other side, the white one, so there would be like a gigantic cruises come here, stop, and then people spend their time to explore Istanbul, and then they come and sleep in cruise. So that cruises stay here at least 3-4 days, and it gives enough time for people to explore the city, and they actually have the place basically to sleep in the cruise, which I really like the idea. And then next morning you wake up, you're in a different city. So that cruises come, they would be stopping normally in this port. So they dock their things here and stay here. So sometimes when you come here, there's absolutely no view. It's like just gigantic cruise and you don't see anything else. So yeah, I don't know, shall we try to read something? It says Byzantium, that's all I can read. It's like I can see Rome, there's a yellow one, Roma, and I can do Istanbul. So yeah, it's quite hard to read, but maybe I don't have the skills. If you could read from the video, congratulations to you. So guys, let me know, what do you think about this place? Would you come spend some time, explore, get some nice food, quality food and good coffee? Let me know if you come to Istanbul, or would you just completely skip this part because it's really modern, or would you choose actually come explore this part too, which is really cool to check it out. So let me know, what are your thoughts? As a next step, we are going to get some baklava. Even I recently had a breakfast, but we're gonna get something nice to drink. Maybe get a typical Turkish tea, and on top of that we're gonna have some baklava. That would be really cool. I think can take I'm not sure if there's a way to go from there. So we have a Pandora here. I think the Zara is just getting opened as well, so it's probably coming very soon. Yeah, I think we should be in the right direction. There's lots of shopping malls in Istanbul, but most of them are very distant from the city center because the amount of place they take, and probably the rent prices, building prices are much higher in the city center. And also there's not much space to build up big things in Istanbul. So this Galata port gonna be basically alternative for that shopping malls. If you don't want to travel like 40 minutes, 1 hour to get somewhere, then you can just come and do your shopping here in Galata port. Alright guys, we just arrived to Hafiz Mustafa. This is my most beautiful and most unique baklava experience which you can get in Istanbul. They actually have also a branch in Dubai right now, probably in different city too, but in Dubai, in the Dubai Mall, you can find Hafiz Mustafa as well. It's a Turkish brand, and they are claiming to be operating since 1864. So yeah, let's go check it out inside. Merhabalar. Video yapabiliyoruz. Problem değil mi? Güzel. So these are all the treasures we have. Merhabalar. These are all the baklava choices we have. And it's not only baklavas, but also lots of different delights you can get. You can even get some type of like a honey and jam. There's a different type of a honey actually. So I'm gonna tell you why Hafiz Mustafa is great. The reason is that the packaging is very important, especially when you're gifting or when you're taking things to home. I think in a packaging perspective, of course the quality of the food is great too, but from the packaging perspective, they are winning for sure, like 100 times more than different places. So imagine if you are getting any type of Turkish tea, coffee, it comes in this type of different great packaging style. Even all these simple things packaged nicely. So yeah, you can find all the delights here. and different boxes which you can take home. There's a wooden one and there's an iron one here. So what we're gonna do, sit down and then order something to eat. These are all the delights. They can actually cut it for you and you can just take it home. They can package for you as well. Merhaba, kolay gelsin. Burada oturabiliyoruz değil mi? Teşekkür ederiz. So let's take a seat maybe here. It's a place for 4 people, but they are quite. Oh, teşekkürler. So let's do this. I will show you the menu, what they have, and you decide if you wanna come check it out. This is one of the branches they have, but they have many branches in different places in Istanbul. So you can also find lots of great cake options here too. And this is one of my favorite things. Afet devran trileçi. It's quite a great combination. It's quite heavy, it's quite big, so maybe find someone to share the food with. But obviously the basic baklava options, it comes with it, so either you can choose what you want. And there's also not only baklavas, but there's also cake options. So these are some puddings, and then here you go. They also have a gigantic cakes which are very delicious and not so, they are big but they are not so heavy. The cream is quite good quality. So I'm gonna order my favorite, which is the pistachio baklava. This is the one, fıstıklı dürüm. So it's basically pistachio dürüm. Dürüm means wrap, so it's basically pistachio wrap. That would be the right translation, literal translation of it. So that's what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get also some tea, Turkish tea. That would be the great combination. So let's do it. I think we can order when the gentleman is ready for us. Ben lütfen bir tane fıstıklı dürüm alacağım. Bir porsiyon.
Bir porsiyon. Yanında dondurma veya kaymak ister misiniz?
Kaymak olur. Güzel.
Kaymak olur. Tamam. Kaymak çok güzel olur yanında.
Okay, one kaymak, one pistachio dürüm.
Tamam.
Bir tane de çay.
Çay
Turkish
olsun.
tea.
Tamamdır.
Küçük.
Küçük olur.
Teşekkür ederim.
Bir şey değil efendim.
Teşekkürler.
Sağ olun.
So we are also getting a kaymak, which is a cheese cream. Kaymak is the Turkish version of it, and I think in other languages it's a similar kaymak. It's the English translation of it is cheese cream, and it's so delicious. And if you don't like your baklavas too sweet, actually the kaymak, the cheese cream, doesn't have a taste, so it actually drops the sugar level when you mix it with the baklava. Once it arrives, I'm gonna show you as well how it looks like. Teşekkür ederiz. There's also Istanbul Museum of Painting here. I never been personally inside, but if you do have a time, maybe go check it out. And very interesting thing, this logo looks like a TripAdvisor logo. Am I correct? I think it's a TripAdvisor logo, the whole thing. So yeah, Hafiz, Mustafa, the best place for baklava, best place to take away stuff. They can actually do great packaging for you. They can also do pressing, so they take the air out of the package, and you can actually travel with it much longer. So you have still another 1 week, 10 days to travel, and actually until it gets delivered to the right person, the gift you are giving. So I think it's ideal to do the right packaging, and as well as take the air outside so it actually stays much longer. And I would like to show you the rating of this place, so you might not trust my judgment that Hafiz Mustafa is the best in Istanbul. This is the rating of it. So over 4,800 people been here, and the rating is 4.9. So not a doubt that this place is great. And the prices are gonna be a little bit higher than other places you can find baklava. Plus this is Galata port, the prices are a little bit higher than other places. But otherwise I think from quality, atmosphere, and the level of service you get anywhere in any branch is the same. So high quality, high level of service, and high quality products, and the packaging and everything we have talked about. All right, I'm gonna wait for my baklava to arrive. I'm gonna show you the whole experience as well. So see you in a few seconds. Ooh, look at this presentation. It comes with a even flag. Çok teşekkür ederiz. Sağ olun, Allah razı olsun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baklava Experience back. And this is what I have ordered. So this is the pistachio wrap, one of my favorite, super easy to eat, and it's just great. And I also ordered cheese cream, as we were talking about it in like few seconds ago. Let me take the fork so we can slightly dig into it. As you can see, it comes with pistachio on the top, extra pistachio. We have a cheese cream, which looks like this. It doesn't have any specific taste, so when you actually mix it with the baklava itself, it becomes a little bit less sweet. So I personally love sweet stuff, so I'm not complaining. But it's still great, goes great with the sour cream. And as part of the presentation, we also have a little Hafiz Mustafa flag on top of it. This is not eatable, so don't eat it, please. So let's go for it. Let's do a little bit half bite, and I'm gonna show you how the inside looks like. That will be the inside. Not much to see there. It's same as what's outside. It's just wrapped pistachio. You take a little bit of cheese cream, put it on the top, just like this, and that's basically your one bite. Okay, let's go for it. Delicious. And of course, your day is not complete without a Turkish tea. This is basically, the name is called lokum, and lokum means one swallow, because it's so easy to eat. You just throw it to your mouth. It's nuts inside, and it's very squishy, of course sweet. So it just comes as a complimentary when you're ordering tea. And of course the presentation of the tea is very unique. It comes in this traditional cup, which is this is the small size of the tea, but you can also order big one. But if you order big one, you don't really get the traditional experience. So this is how the real Turkish teacups looking like, and it's also branded. It has a Hafiz Mustafa on it. And I think you can actually buy this too. So if you want to buy and take it home, that's an option for you too. You can actually buy it in a nice package that it doesn't not gonna break or anything. So Turkish tea with a baklava. Oh, so good. This combination is the best. So this is basically how it looks like, guys. We have a tea, we have a baklava, and yeah, I'm not sure what gonna be the prices, but I'm gonna show you probably once I'm done. We can pay, and then later on I'm gonna explain you how much we paid and also finalize the video. See you in a while. Alright, it's time to pay, and our bill is here. I even ordered extra bottle of water, and it comes in this beautiful little cups, which looks like a shot cup, but it's traditional and super nice. So we also got a little water, which ends up our bill to 255, and in dollars it's 9.52. So for less than $10 you can have a snack. And sometimes when you eat baklava you can actually skip a lunch or dinner, so that it doesn't have all the nutritions you need. It's lots of sugar, lots of protein too, but if you are not enjoying the sweet stuff, then you should get your lunch or dinner. But That's basically for $10. That's how much you would pay for a lunch. And I feel like in such an area, such a quality, considering you're sitting and eating, I think it's a great deal. So we're gonna leave 3. This is the local money. These are the hundreds. With the picture of the Atatürk on the right side. So 300, that's gonna be our bill, and the rest is basically the tip for the gentleman for being nice. Even their billing system has this little box. Alright, time for us to head. Çok teşekkür ederim.
Teşekkür ederiz.
Kalanı sizin. Çok teşekkür ederim. İsminiz neydi?
Ahmet.
Ahmet,
Merhaba.
Ahmet ve çok teşekkür ederim.
Sağ olun,
Görüşürüz.
teşekkür ederim.
Kendinize iyi bakın.
Görüşürüz.
Bye bye. Right. That was the full baklava experience, and I tried to show you the modern side of Istanbul, Galata port, and this is the area which we haven't actually walked around. So you can find even more different local places, baklava places, so you don't have to go where I recommend you, but there are different options which you can choose from too. There's a Monte place, there's a kind of little bar, I think. They sell waffles here, so many options. The options for food is limitless here. In Istanbul you would never stay hungry, and you would never come and say, you know, I didn't find what I really wanted to eat. Alright guys, gonna sign out slowly. Thank you so much for watching this video from Istanbul, from Galata port, and I will see you in the next video. Check this beautiful views out in the last seconds of this video.